Okay, let's dive in then. Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive.
Hey there.
This is where we take the sources you send us, could be articles, notes, research, really whatever you've got, and we dig in.
That's the idea.
Our whole mission is to pull out those, crucial bits of information, the stuff that maybe surprises you or just clarifies things, helps cut through all the noise.
Yeah, we try to be your guides, basically, helping you make sense of the material you share with us,
We love sifting through it, connecting the dots, finding those key takeaways for you.
making dense info a bit more digestible, actionable, hopefully.
So today, we're looking at a source you submitted, and it's titled The Parenting Playbook.
Mm. Yeah.
Now, usually this is where we'd start, flipping through the pages, metaphorically speaking.
Well, we'd be analyzing the actual content.
Exactly. Looking inside the playbook for strategies, maybe common challenges, research findings.
Or even just stories, anecdotes illustrating the points, all the things that make a playbook useful.
But, and here's the twist for today.
The source material you actually provided is just that title, The Parenting Playbook. That's it.
Oh, so no text, no chapters or advice.
Nope, nothing underneath it, just those 3 words.
Okay, so that's different.
It is. So while we can definitely confirm, yes, we received the source with that title.
We can't really do our usual thing.
Right. We can't extract or summarize content that's leased. Well, that isn't actually there in the source provided.
So our deep dive today isn't into the playbook's contents,
No, it's more about the title itself, the idea of it.
which actually is pretty interesting on its own, isn't it?
It is. Just the phrase, The Parenting Playbook. What does that immediately bring to mind for you?
Well, playbook, like you said earlier, sounds very strategic, like sports.
Yeah, specific plays for specific situations.
Right. So does that mean parenting can be boiled down to a set of moves or predetermined responses? What's the promise there, you think?
Good question. It definitely suggests structure, I think. Maybe efficiency.
A way to be ready for the challenges you know are coming. Yeah, you'd expect maybe sections on, I don't know, tantrums, bedtime routines, how to talk to teens.
Specific plays for those moments.
Exactly. It feels like it's offering some kind of predictability or control in something that's often pretty unpredictable.
But does playbook also feel a bit rigid?
That's what I was wondering. Parenting throws curveballs all the time, right? Moments that just don't fit any script.
Uh-huh.
So if you rely too much on a playbook, does that risk making you feel like you've failed when the play doesn't work?
Or maybe. Maybe it offers needed structure when things feel chaotic. A starting point.
That's a really good point. It raises that whole question of how much structure helps versus how much it might get in the way of just responding,
Yeah.
improvising.
Yeah, families aren't exactly like games with fixed rules, are they? Dynamics change constantly.
Right. And what would be the goal of a parenting playbook? What are the wins it's aiming for? Is it about behavior? Getting kids to do specific things? Or hitting milestones? Or is it more about like the relationship, fostering independence, helping them with emotions?
The term playbook does feel very outcome focused, doesn't it?
It really does.
It pushes us to think about what your goals are in parenting and whether that kind of step-by-step strategy approach actually fits with those goals.
Yeah. What does success even look like? And can you really map out plays to guarantee you get there?
Probably not guarantee, no.
So, okay, to wrap this up, we couldn't dive into the content of the parenting playbook today simply because the source provided was only the title itself.
Right. No content to analyze this time.
But this deep dive still let us explore the potent idea that title suggests, the whole concept.
Exactly. And just to reiterate, when you provide sources with content, that lets us do our main job pulling out that key info for you.
Definitely.
But even just a title can spark some interesting thoughts.
For sure. Which leads us nicely into our final thought for you, the listener. Based purely on this title, The Parenting Playbook, thinking about everything we just touched on, strategy, structure, rigidity, goals. What kind of knowledge or approach would you hope to find in something called that? Or maybe expect to find?
And does that very idea, a playbook for parenting, does that feel helpful to you, or does it feel kind of counterintuitive, something to think about?